Welcome back. This might be my first time wearing this ministry jersey. I don't know that I ever have. This is one that Yvonne got this for me. It's it's kind of awesome. One of my favorites from puck hockey. There you go. See, they do actual metal hockey jerseys, and the one that I have is ministry. And I thought, yeah, I'll wear this for this video. So first off, and this is going to be one of those various topics videos that I do like to do every now and then on the hockey channel, but it's much easier to do those on this channel because this channel's about everything not hockey. Twitter is down, and when I say down, it means there's something wrong with Twitter. So there are people who are engineers looking at it that aren't part of Twitter that look and say that it's basically a denial of service to itself. So, and I used to see this at Microsoft. What happens is a website goes down. It's usually that hackers just they decide to make the website crash. I believe it's software they have that just pings the site over and over and over, like thousands of times a second, and it's denial of service. And so that's what I was reading has happened with Twitter. So basically, it's sending hundreds of requests per second to Twitter, and it's just flooding it. So it's kind of a mess. Of course, the news is that Elon said, well, you can only get a certain amount of impressions every day. It's made it so that for me, Twitter's basically unusable because I follow all of the hockey teams. I follow all of the hockey announcers. I also follow a lot of the entertainment personalities. A lot of the stuff that I talk about in here, I follow accounts related to that. So to me, 600 impressions is nothing. That's nothing. I can use that up very, very quickly. And then you get told, nope, you're not allowed to come back later. So it just makes the site unusable. I'm going to throw this out there. I'm on Spoutable as the hockey guy. There's not a lot of people on Spoutable, but it's relatively easy to set up. And yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's just there's not a lot of traffic there. Not a lot of people, although today I think the traffic's a little bit higher. I noticed that it was a little bit slow. And I thought, yeah, there's probably a lot of people signing up here from Twitter. And I know people are still waiting for an alternative to Twitter that's really, going to work quite well. But we're still waiting on that, right? One that's really going to change things. And I do think that's going to happen. So we'll see when it does. I wanted to mention I watched a movie last night on Disney Plus called Flamin Hot. I have no idea why this wasn't released in the theater. I have no idea why only 67% of critics enjoyed it, because 90% of the audience, according to Rotten Tomatoes, enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun movie. I thought it was moving in parts as well. I really identified on some level with the character at the end. So I'm obviously in the beginning. There's a lot of stuff he's going through that I would have no way of identifying with. But when he has a really crappy job and he has these aspirations of something better and nobody believes in him, I'm like, yep. Because I remember at my full-time job when I would talk about making YouTube videos and people would scoff and they'd make fun. And there was a lot of, nothing's going to happen there. And why would anybody watch you? And that's stupid. And yeah, so here we are. But the Flamin' Hot movie is actually really good. I really enjoyed it. I thought the humor was in the right places. It's dramatic at points too. It actually is listed as a drama on Disney Plus. It's a comedy drama. There's more comedy in parts than drama, and it doesn't get too heavy. So, for instance, he has like a past that involves drugs and gang activity, but it doesn't make it sensationalistic. It doesn't glorify any of that, and it also doesn't really diminish it either. It does a very nice job of balancing things out. So really, really enjoyed the movie. Could not recommend it more. I also want to throw in here, I'm not religious. So, my battle with depression video, and I'm really glad that helped people. And yes, there was a point in time in my life where I had my coming to God moment and I became a religious person. I was a member of a church for a long time, but that time did end. And I reached a point in my life where my beliefs didn't match up with my religion, where I looked at what a lot of religions were teaching and I said, I can't do that. I can't hate those things. I can't support these things. And eventually I had to really look within myself, and without going too far into detail on something that's very, very personal, I just stopped being religious, and I don't think outgrowing it is the right term, but that's kind of how it felt. Like I had that part of my life. I really valued it. It helped me. It helped settle me down. I would never go back. Before Yvonne and I met, I was very clear with her. Her and I went through basically, normally how you're on your best behavior before you start dating somebody. I was the opposite. I made sure that all of the red flags that other people would have when it came to dating me, all of the complaints that my ex had about me, I made sure Yvonne knew before we'd ever met face to face, because I didn't want to go through, some kind of a casual relationship and then have it fall apart. I didn't want to have her meet me and then go, well, you sold me a bill of goods. You're not, the right guy for me because you lied. I didn't want any of that. So I was like, here's who I am. Here's what I believe. And that's it. And so she came back with, here's who I am, here's what I believe, and that's it. And we agreed to the fact that we disagreed on some things and we would respect each other's beliefs. And that was really, really key. That I would not make fun of anything that happened in her church or anything she said about church or anything she was reading. And she also wouldn't try to pressure me into converting. She wouldn't try to pressure me into, because it wouldn't happen anyways. So that's something that I definitely needed at a point in my life. I do not have that anymore. I do not have that belief system. Although I do think the odd part is, I do think that when I consider the lifestyle I had before and the one I have now, I think I lead a more Christian life now, for lack of a better way of putting it. But at any rate, I wanted to put that out there because I keep seeing comments about, well, if you are at this point, no. I do not have a religious belief. I do not have any kind of religious affiliation in my life, and I am perfectly fine with that. That is absolutely fine. I also wanted to throw in here, and again, this is as random as it gets, right? Indiana Jones, I don't know why they made another Indiana Jones movie. It's done, I mean, it had a good opening weekend for most movies, but because it's an Indiana Jones movie, the budget's ridiculous. And so, is it going to make its money back becomes the question. This is the thing. I think Hollywood needs to take a nice long look at movies and say, we need to come up with something new and original. I don't know. I don't know why they won't. Like I was reading today something about a new Ghostbusters movie, and I'm like, seriously, you can't. You can't keep going back to the well with these old ideas that, I mean, it just doesn't work. So hopefully at some point in time we start seeing something really original. Again, actually it's Flamin Hot, not Flaming Hot, Flamin Hot, because that's the flavor that he invented, which is not telling any spoilers because it's right in the trailer that he invented that Flamin Hot that we all like with Doritos and with Cheetos and all that. So I just find it weird that here's a movie that was made on a very low budget that's fun to watch and I think would have easily recouped whatever they cost making it, and then you've got this huge box office just dud. Now, on the other side of things, you have a couple of movies that clearly had a lot of money put into them that could make their money back easily. The Barbie movie looks like a lot of fun. Got to admit, it looks like a lot of fun. I will go to the theater. I will watch that one. I think it looks like a good movie. Ryan Gosling's always entertaining, and Margot Robbie as Barbie might be one of the most perfect casting calls that I've seen. So we'll see how that one goes. Oppenheimer looks like it's going to be a hit movie. They're saying it's kind of a horror movie. Well, yeah. The creation of the atomic bomb isn't a feel-good movie. Makes some sense. It would be a horror movie. I don't know that I could watch that in the theater. I just don't. I mean, it's a true story. It's kind of not a feel. Like I said, it's not a feel-good story. I don't know if I'm going to watch that one in the theater. Horror movies I can take myself out of and I can sort of enjoy the fun in them. But when it's a true story, it changes a bit. So I will see how they do, because those are about opposite ends of the spectrum when you're looking at movies that are being released, right? So I wanted to throw this out there too. Our coming trip is now 40 days away. I'm excited about that. We're doing Vegas, and then we're doing the Disney part of the trip. We haven't got any show tickets booked yet. Our flights, though, I've got 2 of the 3 flights paid for, so that's important. And so I'm really, really looking forward to this. When I watch these ridiculously busy nights in the NHL, something's in the back of my mind of, all right, now we're going to go on a trip, right? We're going to do this holiday stuff. So I'm really looking forward to my holiday. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I don't know that you can get much more opposite than Vegas and Disney. You know, Vegas, you can go watch a bunch of topless reviews, whatever you'd like to watch, and then Disney is all, you know, it's kid and family friendly and all that. And so, yeah, I kind of see it as like, well, Disney would be the palate cleanser for anything we might do in Vegas. Although, as I've said before, and I'll say it again, we don't gamble and we don't drink. Gambling and drinking, very expensive in Vegas. I've had drinks in Vegas that I know were watered down because I'm a lightweight with alcohol, and I felt nothing. I was like, okay, so that drink was supposed to be strong and clearly was not. But anyways, I just figured I'd do a quick little update video. Very, very busy day today in the National Hockey League. But before I got into today's madness, I had to watch a movie last night. And when I saw that Flamin Hot was on the Disney Plus, I was like, I gotta watch that. I think I enjoyed it more than Yvonne. I do. I think I enjoyed that one more than Yvonne did. But you can ask her if you want. At any rate, there you go. So 3 very successful live streams later on the Hockey Channel, and we'll do live streams on here as well. That's the plan anyways. They won't be nearly as crazy as the live streams that have been going on the main channel, which makes me happy. I actually like the quiet, the smaller live streams, so I'm looking forward to that. So stay tuned. Keep your eyes open for that. And thank you guys so much for watching. For all your support, it means a lot. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I will talk to you again soon.